Jacoby Brissett is named the starting quarterback this season, at least according to Jerod Mayo. We'll examine here on Pat's Cast.
Ready or not, here comes the young blood. Pat's Cast crying, give the kids some love.
Welcome to Pat's Cast. I'm Brad Whitaker, a rare early morning episode. But I woke up feeling great this morning because I knew my data was protected. If you don't have a VPN, visit expressvpn.com/PatsCast to get 3 months off of a 12-month annual plan. Again, that is expressvpn.com/PatsCast. Jerod Mayo, early morning press conference today, was at the podium for a grand total of about 30 seconds, said Jacoby Brissett is the starter, and then walked off. Not sure why this happened the way it did, because Jerod Mayo basically spilled the beans yesterday at the pre-scheduled press conference. Today, he wasn't actually supposed to have a press conference, but yesterday, Jerod Mayo goes out there, says what's best for the team may not be what's best weeks down the road. That basically implied that Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter, because you're not going to say what's best for the team right now is Drake Maye starts, and then we build for the future with Jacoby Brissett. That just doesn't make sense. So we've known this for about 20 hours now, who the starting quarterback will be. I'm not sure why we went through this charade over the last 24 hours. Jerod Mayo said he wants to tell the team first before he tells the media. Didn't tell the team at Wednesday's practice. As far as we know, he decided to meet with the team early this morning before he met with the media. And then, of course, the moment Jerod Mayo told the players, it was leaked by Adam Schefter who the starting quarterback would be. So we didn't even need today's press conference. And this just comes to show how optically the Patriots have handled this quarterback competition throughout all of training camp in the preseason. It has been terrible. They've been saying this is a true quarterback competition. The best quarterback's going to play. Jerod Mayo went on WEEI early this week, said Drake Maye had outplayed Jacoby Brissett. And then they fall back on what the original plan is, which is to rest Drake Maye and to start Jacoby Brissett. And even going as far to say that Jacoby Brissett is the starter this season. So now we're all wondering, does this mean Drake Maye is going to be sitting out the entire year? I don't think that's the case. He's going to play this season. I think this is just an admission that the team is not very good, and they don't want to put a rookie quarterback behind that poor offensive line that is still shuffling around, that they're still trying to figure out. They want to protect the rookie and use Jacoby Brissett as cannon fodder in the meantime. That is the truth, whereas they were paying lip service to the actual quarterback competition, which wasn't actually real, because Jacoby Brissett got 95% plus of the first team reps throughout all of training camp. And I think this all comes down to the fact that there are just too many cooks in the kitchen. Jerod Mayo went out in these last two press conferences the last 2 days and really said, this is my decision. I think that was a PR move to make him feel empowered and to give fans the comfort knowing that they have a head coach who's the one that the buck stops with. He's the one that is making these key decisions, even though we all know that's not the case. It's Elliott Wolf deciding. It's offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt deciding. It might even be Robert and Jonathan Kraft deciding, with Jerod Mayo having valuable input. Maybe he is the final decision maker, but we all know this is a collaborative effort. They've talked about collaboration all offseason, all of training camp, and the truth is, I think if this were a Bill Belichick situation, and Bill Belichick has kind of gave a non-answer on the Pat McAfee show the other day on whether or not the Patriots should start Drake Maye, but I think if Bill Belichick were in this situation, it would have been a lot more similar to what they did with Mac Jones, whereas yeah, you treat Cam Newton as the starter, but as Mac Jones continues to develop throughout training camp, throughout the preseason, then you start splitting first-team reps pretty evenly, and you make the final call who the better quarterback is, and that was ultimately Mac Jones over Cam Newton. I think where the Patriots went wrong this year, because they didn't have a single decision-maker like Bill Belichick. They had Jerod Mayo and Elliott Wolf and Alex Van Pelt and the Krafts, and they all had this long-term plan for Drake Maye. They were not quick to adapt that plan once Drake Maye started developing faster than most of us expected him to. And that's really how it played out the last month. And the Patriots were too slow to give Drake Maye some of those first team reps. You know, he would get 3 or 4 here and there in practice over the last few weeks, and then he got some first team reps in the preseason games. But the truth is he outperformed Jacoby Brissett the last month, so it wasn't a real quarterback competition. If it were a real quarterback competition, you would have Jacoby Brissett taking 15 snaps with the first-team O-line and Drake Maye taking 15 snaps with the first-team offensive line. Instead, it was like Jacoby Brissett takes 17 and Drake Maye takes 3. And they just kept that going, and they never tweaked the plan, and because of that, they're sticking to the plan that they originally put into place. And it's a plan I disagree with. If you listen to me on this podcast, you know over the last 3 weeks or so, I've been saying Drake Maye should be the starter ever since the preseason game against the Eagles where he played very well, and then it was reinforced with Sunday night's game against the Washington Commanders where he clearly was the better quarterback out there. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to look at this as a similar situation to Nathan Peterman starting over Josh Allen in Buffalo, and then everyone was like, what was the point of that? Josh Allen's out on the field week 2 as the starter. Like, this doesn't make sense. Or Tyrod Taylor starting over Justin Herbert. The only reason Justin Herbert started early that season is Tyrod Taylor went down early with an injury, but it was clear that was probably the wrong decision. Justin Herbert should have been starting all along. I think this is a similar situation. Drake Maye is not backing up Brett Favre. He's not backing up Aaron Rodgers. He's not learning from Alex Smith like Patrick Mahomes and sitting for a year behind a real strong Pro Bowl level quarterback. He's sitting behind Jacoby Brissett, who at best is a good backup quarterback and a poor starting quarterback. And that's nothing against Jacoby Brissett. I mean, the guy's been in the league for 8 years, and he's thrown 51 touchdown passes. Peyton Manning threw 55 in a single season. That's just who he is. He's a pocket passer. He's not as mobile as he once was. I think Drake Maye puts the team in the best situation to win because he can extend plays with his legs. He can make plays downfield that none of these other quarterbacks can. And he's better equipped to deal with a bad offensive line versus a pocket passer like Jacoby Brissett. But Pats want to put Brissett out there as cannon fodder, at least until he gets injured or the team struggles enough that they reach a point where they're comfortable starting Drake Maye. But, you know, what I've heard, and that this seems to be the consensus among the Boston sports media and a lot of Patriots fans, if not most Patriots fans, it doesn't harm anything by sitting Drake Maye. That's what I've been hearing. You can't hurt the guy if he doesn't play. You can't hinder his development if he doesn't play. I think that's factually incorrect because Drake Maye has built up so much momentum over the last 3 weeks that suddenly now he's not going to get any reps in practice. He may get reps here and there, but he's not going to get much because you're preparing for Sunday's game. You go through the weekly cadence. You watch film on Monday. You have Tuesday off. You practice Wednesday through Friday, and you prepare for the team that you're playing. And nearly all of those reps go to the starting quarterback. So Drake Maye is just going to be observing until he's ready to play. But as of right now, there's no plan for him to play, at least according to what Jerod Mayo is saying. Jacoby Brissett is the starter for this season. Now, I think he has to say that because the team goes out there, they play well, they're winning games. You're not going to take Jacoby Brissett out of the lineup and say, okay, Drake Maye's now suddenly ready. I think Drake Maye's ready right now. Yeah, he has a lot to learn. Maybe he's not quite as good as Jacoby on the 2-minute drill, pre-snap audibles, getting in and out of the huddle, but he's better in pretty much every other facet of the game. That's why I think he deserved the starting job. But that's not what's happening. Obviously, that is not what's happening. And I don't know why they did it this way. I don't know why you say this is a true quarterback competition when it really wasn't, and continue to lie to the media, or you continue to say contradictory statements. You know, Drake Maye's our second best quarterback. Oh, Drake Maye outplayed Jacoby Brissett. Jerod Mayo really needs some media coaching, and he did not handle this the way he probably should have. And he did say today, we're 100% behind Jacoby as an organization. We feel like Jacoby gives us our best chance to win right now. I don't think that's true. I don't think he gives them the best chance to win. But look, we're moving forward with Jacoby Brissett. It is the safe decision, not risking hurting your young rookie quarterback, hurting his confidence. I don't think that's an issue like it was with Mac Jones, but that's what they're doing, and I do think we'll see Drake Maye at some point this season, perhaps very early on if Jacoby Brissett goes out there and struggles. But I think the Patriots looked at this schedule and saw Cincinnati week 1, Seattle week 2, New York Jets week 3, San Francisco 49ers week 4, and they said, why are we going to throw Drake Maye to the Wolves when we have all these tough teams? But it doesn't get any easier. Like, the whole schedule is hard. They have like Miami and the Houston Texans in the 2 games after that. So are we looking at Drake Maye starting in London against Jacksonville? Is that the first game? Or when they have that homestand in the middle of the season and they play some lesser teams? I mean, it's still a tough schedule throughout the whole season. So I don't love this decision. I know why they made it. But like I said, ultimately, I think we're looking at a future franchise quarterback who could become a real star in this league playing behind a backup. And we're going to look at this as Josh Allen should have just started over Nathan Peterman. But that's the way it is. We're going to have to roll with Jacoby Brissett. And, it's an admission that the team sucks right now. And they're trying to slow roll Drake Maye's development a little bit just to make sure he's 100% ready. But he's not going to be 100% ready unless he gets real regular season game reps. And we'll see when that is. We'll be here at Pat's Cast to cover it throughout the season. You like this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit that notification bell, or subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And we'll see you throughout the rest of the week if there's any additional breaking news for the New England Patriots.
Old guard sitting high in their throne. New kid raring, but they ain't throwing no bone. Coach so stubborn, holding tight to the past. Fans chant loud, putting May to the task. Ready or not, here comes the young blood. Pat's Cast crying, give the kids some love. Veteran standing like a stone wall tall, but the rookie got the fire that'll change it all. Cast blasting across the radio waves. Drake Maye's here to lead us out of the caves. Season shining bright like a gleaming new dawn, but they stick to the old line, it just feels wrong. Ready or not, here comes the young blood. Pat's Cast crying, give the kids some love. Veteran standing like a stone wall tall, but the rookie got the fire that'll change it all. Dreams hanging on a thread, overhead stuck, drowning in their bed. We want action, not just fossils in display. Give me the spark, we got faith in May. Ready or not, here comes the young blood. Pat's Cast crying, give the kids some love.